Hey guys, listen, happy Thursday. I had to get my days together. It is trending topic Thursday. And today's, trending topics is dedicated to family matters, okay? Family matters, okay? So it's trending topics, and I see some people trying to get on the platform. Well, y'all know how it goes over here on the Diva train. If you're not on the platform early, you're too late, okay? The train is full. The platform is full. We got 9 people waiting to get on board, and I'm about to board them in a few minutes, okay? And why is this trending topic called Family Matters? It's called Family Matters because we got Tina Knowles' husband that she wants to divorce, okay? First, we just, it was just a mystery as to why they were divorcing. But now we finding out that he likes the adult movies. He likes the Triple X movies. Y'all can fill in the blanks. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, but I can't say because this is YouTube. He likes those type of movies. So we got to talk about whether or not rounds of because you like to your extracurricular activity or the movies, should your spouse divorce you? Okay, now I'm not saying that's the end all be all. I'm just saying that the man likes his movies. Okay, so we're going to get into that. Okay, because families matter. All right, now we got this Carlee Russell. This girl right here, okay, I'm sick of her being on my trending topics, but I have to add her on the trending topics because a fact that she needs to do some type of time. Now we got this 11-year-old that thought it was funny. She thought it was a kiki ha-ha to text the police and say that her 14-year-old friend got kidnapped. And the popo came over there and put the handcuffs on her. Okay? They want her to learn a lesson. They said, not today, not today. Now, I know you don't saw that Carlee and you think she got away with it, but she didn't. We ain't going to start this nonsense. Y'all calling the popo and nobody really missing. We're going to talk about it. And we didn't get to this yesterday, but we're going to try to get to our airplane story today. Because the Britain Airlines, London Air, one of them airlines, they had to serve the people some KFC. What happens if you was a vegetarian? Guess you was going to eat on that 8-hour flight, but we're going to get into it, okay? And then we got this sad story, oh my God, a 5-year-old unalived his brother, his baby brother, a 16-month-old. Why? Because the 5-year-old, and I'm not making this up, people, was high on the cocoa. The 5-year-old, high on the cocoa, okay? And wait, the 16-month-old, they found traces of the bud in him. Traces of the bud, the white powder, the sugar. He was high on the sugar, okay? Not Domino sugar, not the sugar you put in your tea or your coffee. He was high on the cocoa. And the little brother was I had some traces of the bud, the weed in him. That's why I'm saying this here trending topics is families matter. Now listen, guys, y'all know what I need. Y'all know how we get down over here in order for me to board this train. Or the people that are waiting on the platform. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Thursday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. And you know, guys, over here, if you want to hop on the train, you got to hit that like button. People have been cheating me all week long. Y'all been cheating me. Y'all been hopping the train for free. Y'all like, Diva, come back, do trending topics. People be sending me stories in the email. Y'all want me to work. Y'all want me to work and lose sleep, and y'all can't come over here and simply hit the like button. Hit that like button, people. Hit the like button. Now I'm going to board this train because I got to get the people that's on the platform because they've been waiting. Now, come on now. Hey, Roya.
Hey, Auntie Diva. Hey, people. Listen, y'all hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber over here, make sure you do what? Click that subscribe button and the notification bell on all. That way you see each and every time Auntie Diva goes live. Let's get into it.
Woo-woo! Okay. And if you're not subscribed to Roy's World, you better subscribe, honey, because he's over there doing the darn thing. So please, Roy, drop your information in the chat. And I think we got a newbie in the building. Oh, come on now. You subscribe today. You better holler now. Now, let me tell you, let me warn you, when we hop on this train, we don't catch feelings, okay?
No.
And listen, and when you got a stand your ground, because I'm going to stand mine. Come on now. Hey, in my opinion, hey, Dustin, hey, Shan, hey,
Hey, Diva.
hey, guys.
Hey, Diva, let me say something. Let me say something real quick.
Yes.
Everybody on this panel needs to like this video, or they're gonna get kicked off. I'm getting frustrated. Now don't do that to Diva, because I'm very frustrated right now. Don't do that to Diva, and like all her videos. And boy, you don't like her videos, I'm gonna start kicking everybody off. I'm frustrated this
Okay.
week.
Oh, now.
Okay, YouTube security.
Teacher said. All right, now holla. Okay, listen, guys. I know there's some people trying to get in, but the train is packed. Okay, so buckle your seatbelts. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. I see y'all putting your numbers in there. I appreciate y'all. So you know what? Let's kick this thing off with Beyonce's mom's soon-to-be ex. Okay, we're gonna kick this off. If everybody can mute while I go through the story, and then when I come around to you, you'll get to talk. Okay, we're gonna start this thing out with Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles. Okay, Tina Knowles. Morris, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Diva and the train crew. Ticket number 56. God bless you. You bought your ticket. Thank you, Morris, for being here and buying your ticket and not hopping the train. I truly appreciate you. Okay.
I'm ticket number 3, so I never miss my ticket number. So I missed my ticket number 3 today. So I got my ticket, and everybody else can get the ticket too.
Thank you, Dustin. Okay, so let me get through this story, right? So, you know, she announced that she was getting a divorce. Oh, somebody said, bye, Richard. Oh, okay. She announced she was getting a divorce, and she also said to the courts, don't give him no spousal support. Don't give me no spousal support. Okay? Now, listen, guys, it's a lot going on here that we got to dissect. 1 week, we hear that Tina got robbed. It was a safe in her home. It had some jewelry. It had some money. Everything was together was worth $1 million. And who just randomly breaks in your home and knows where the safe is and takes the whole safe?
You better speak, Diva.
I need you to keep the train on the track.
Okay, we're just putting the little pieces of the puzzle together.
That's not a part of this puzzle.
Well, hold on now. Then the next thing that goes down is what happens? We hear that she's filing for divorce. Okay, she just said irreconcilable differences. That's why she filed. But then you know there's detectives on the street. The detectives on the street, they went to the Twitter. Cause see, you know what? No matter what your age, it seems like people like to tweet. Okay, so they went to the Twitter on Richard Lawson's now defunct deleted account, and they saw that he liked to like the pictures with the adult content. He likes to watch, you know, the adult movies, the XXX movies, the PORN, and people were wondering, could he have had an addiction, and that's why Tina Knowles said, "Deuces, I'm out." Now, let me share this screen real quick before we get into this. Okay, I don't know what Richard is into, and I ain't judging him. But I just do wonder now. Let me see. Is this the one I want to share? Yeah, this is the one I want to share right now. Let's talk about Richard here. Okay, there go Richard. Okay, Richard Lawson now on a social media is now a social media cautionary tale. Okay, after Tina Lawson filed for divorce from the actor, the Twitter detectives snooped around and found some questionable likes. Okay, they got questions for Richard. He said, "You've been forgiven for not knowing. You will be forgiven for not knowing who Richard Lawson is, or even confusing him with the Vanity Film critic who has the same name. But Twitter or X or whatever is certainly up in his business. All of a sudden, upon two big things that happened this week. Okay, so they all up in the business. Want to know what he doing there? The first is the woman he's married to for now, Tina Knowles, who happens to be the mom of the world's biggest pop star, filed for divorce from the actor and producer who had appeared in shows like Dynasty and The Cosby Show in the 80s. She cited irreconcilable differences and said they separated as of July 25th, and they've been married since 2015. Okay, now before the world even had time to speculate on what could have caused the breakup, the Twitter detectives were on the case, apparently discovering that Lawson's Twitter account had liked some triple X related posts. Okay, we gotta be careful with our words here on the YouTube. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna play this little clip here. When they was on, that show, I want to say it came on the OWN channel, where they would feature the couples who had been married for a long time and they were so in love or whatever the case may be.
It's like Black Love, I think.
Black Love. Come on, Shan. Come on, Shan, giving me them words. I appreciate you. Well, we're going to watch this clip. Watch what she says, right? And look at his body language. Now, we're going to play this clip. Y'all ready? Just watch. You got to watch closely now. Be detectives. Look at this.
Type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope, women, ladies.
Did y'all see his face? He said, what? I'm not perfect? She said, no. Okay. So you went up on the show and the relationship was in a little trouble. Okay. All right. So now here we go. Let's continue. Some pointed out that the lights on the platform are not private. Anybody can see what you like. And if you like some freaky stuff and you are a semi-celebrity, you can expect to be exposed when you are in the news like this. But seriously, watch your likes. Don't assume nobody cares. So they giving y'all warnings. We got some tips about life yesterday. We getting some tips about life today. Watch what you like online because it's public. This is not your private diary. The people going to dig up in your business when they have to. One verified account belonging to the rapper, those likes are are at least reposting a screen capture, and it's absolutely used quotient. He's saying, right before Lawson's account was deleted entirely, presumably by Lawson or someone close to him. Anyway, I cannot. Y'all need to go to this. Y'all could go to this article. I gotta post it in the description because, honey, when you click on this right here, whoa. I cannot even show it on YouTube. It is wild. It is crazy. And it shows you all the posts. Well, not all of them, but a lot of the posts that he was liking, okay? So he likes, the movies. Now, I got to ask y'all, does that mean, is that a grounds for divorce because you like to watch the late night movies? The films? You like the Instagram models with the big booties and stuff? Is that grounds for divorce? I'll start with you, Roy. Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to see what he was liking.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Wait, hold on, Maria. Trent, thank you for the super chat. Sorry for shaking the train and going off topic. Well, Kenya just did an interview with Angela Lee, and Mark is filming a reality show. I saw that, and it's petitioning the court to show him to allow him to film with Brooklyn. He's a
how dare he?
That part. He's a hot mess, Trent. I saw that. He's a piece of trash. You haven't seen your baby but twice in 2 years, and now you're complaining about what Kenya Moore is doing with Brooklyn on TV, but now you want to put on your reality show. Where your other kids at, Mark?
Sit down, Mark. Sit down.
Sit down, Mark. Thank you, Sebastian. Sit all the way down. Have several seats. And thank you, Trent, for the super chat. No, you can shake the train with that because I'm gonna go to Brooklyn. He keep messing around. And I ain't even that close. I ain't even, care for Kenya that much. He keep messing around. I'm going to take a trip to that Brooklyn restaurant. You're going to see me on a video trending. Be like, can I speak to Mark? Get out of here. Leave Kenya alone. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on the adult content that he likes to like and watch? If you saw it was wild. If y'all can, while Roy is going, Google it. It's a lot. It's
just
a lot.
Google level Richard Lawson, and it'll pull right up in Google.
Yeah.
It is problematic. Anything is problematic more than, I always say, and I told you this, anything that you do more than God is problematic. It's problematic. So if it was above God, if it was above his wife, if it was above his family, it's problematic. It definitely is. You know, this is not an addiction that just started.
Yeah,
Sex
come on now.
addiction just don't
Let me
start.
sit up. Let me sit up.
This is something that has been going on. And as you tell us, Auntie Diva, all the time, you need to know who you marry. So I'm curious if Miss Tina knew who she was marrying.
Whoa.
And Mama Tina, you know I love you. And I'm still very shocked by this divorce. You know what? This divorce is kind of similar to how I felt about Tia and Corey. You know, because they were on that Black Love show as well. You know,
yes, they was.
Yeah. So it just makes me wonder: is anybody's love and marriage real? You know, or are we just all out here just being in relationships just to say that we got a husband or a wife?
And you see, they shut the show down because probably all the Black love stories were frauds. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, you know, is it problematic? Yes, it is problematic. If it is something that is above, you know, his priorities, your wife is your priority, you know, and if it is, you know, a situation where she is unhappy and he's not willing to change it, they both have the right to go their separate ways and, you know, continue to grow. And like she said, she's did it once. She moved to a new city. She got a new man, bought her a new house and a new car. Mama, you can do it again. So keep on going, Mama Tina. I'm praying for you. You know, I know this is a difficult time with people, you know, trying to speculate all kinds of stuff. But honey, I got your back. And Richard, if there is a problem, please get help so that, you know, the next person doesn't have to deal with this or that this doesn't become a generational issue.
Ooh, child. She has known him for over 30 years. Ooh, but she might have known him, but she didn't know all of his little ways. Okay.
Well, and let me say this too. Miss Tina may have known, but some people feel like that they can change people.
Yeah, true.
And you can't change nobody. You know, like Nene said in that interview, a drug addicted person is not going to get off drugs until they're ready to get off drugs. So, you know, if he does have a sex addiction, no matter what she did to try to please him, to try to help him, if he's not ready to change that, it's nothing Miss Tina can do.
Okay. Yes, true. Doreen, okay, come on. Doreen wants to throw this in the conversation. She said, I wonder why everybody chooses to decide that it was his fault, because it takes two people to make a marriage work and two people to make the marriage not work. Well, listen, this is just me. This is just me, guys. Okay. There ain't nobody else. If my husband is spending, and I don't know how much time he spent before y'all want to beat me up now, but if my husband is spending 90% of his time looking at the Triple X movies, being foolish in his latter years, liking the stuff on Twitter and out here embarrassing me, he got to go. In my opinion, what are your thoughts? He got to go.
Real quick, Monique Franklin said Megan Good, Devin Franklin, and Niecy Nash were all on Black Love. And look at their marriages.
See, Black Love was full of it. It was a mockery.
What do we have to believe in, people?
Nothing. It's a mockery. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I don't want to, you know.
Before you go, wait, before you go, woo. I heard he was trying to get with Tina when she was married to Matthew. Is that true? Woo! I don't know. That's a mess. But if she known him for 30 years, he might have been trying to get up in the family with them dollars. Okay? Females are not the only gold diggers. And somebody took the safe. I'm not saying it was him. I'm not saying it wasn't him. But the safe is missing. Go ahead, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
That was exactly what I was finna say. He done took the safe now with all your money and your jewels. I don't know. I feel like, to me, I just feel like you are who you are. And you can only hide behind a mask for so long. So when you're thinking about getting married to somebody, make sure you do a deep dive into their history and see who they really is behind that mask.
That's hard to do sometimes. I mean, you could do. There's almost so much digging.
Diva, that's all right. You can call on me. I'll do the deep diving for you.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Dustin, your thoughts? He likes the adult films. He likes the Triple X films. He likes to like it on the social media. He likes what he likes. What are your thoughts?
I can see. I kind of agree with the divorce because if she doesn't like it, he has the right to what he like. He has the right to what he wants to watch. But I kind of agree with her on the divorce side about it, because usually when you get married, things change in the family, and you have to go about it's more about what she wants than what he wants.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dustin. Michelle said they say Tina is controlling. I saw them on that reality show talking about their love for each other, and she embarrassed him. Michelle, she did. But you know what, though? He accepted it. He accepted it. He said that. You saw his face in that little clip. And I saw it too. And I'm going to be honest with you. The whole Black Love episode when they showed their clips was like that. But he sat there. I don't know. Listen, he liked being on the floor seats of the games. He was getting some benefit out of it. Don, you're on. What are your thoughts?
Kimmy knew who she was marrying. Tisha knew who she was marrying. Melody knew who she was marrying. Mother Knowles knew who she was marrying.
Yikes.
So I ain't gonna give her no pass because of who her daughter is. She knew who she was marrying prior to him. She knew him for 30 years. This just didn't just come up in 2015, and she still walked down the aisle.
Ooh.
Now it's just visible on Twitter.
Ooh.
And she's probably embarrassed about it.
Okay.
But this is not just happening. It ain't just started yesterday.
Ooh. All right, that's facts. Maybe she watched a couple too with him and was okay with that.
Absolutely.
But then crazy with it. Right. Okay. Well, thank you to Dawn. She knew. Mama Knowles knew who she married. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Well, I personally will say this. Watching those triple X things are not cheating. If you are in a relationship with a person and you knew what they did or what they've done in the past and how they've watched in the past, and if you've participated in watching with them as well,
maybe
if they decide
I was okay watching 1 or 2, not 10.
What do you say?
Maybe she was okay watching 1 or 2, but not 10. But go ahead.
Well, you give someone an inch, they take a mile. So you give someone an inch, they take a mile. So if you did watch 1 or 2 with him, you condone that behavior. It's the same thing. Parents who drink with their children, you condone your child drinking. You're no longer a friend. You're no longer a parent to your child. You're a friend. And the same thing happened in this situation. You're no longer a spouse to him if you watched 1 or twice with him. You're now a cooperator. It's not okay, though. I would never allow someone to do that because I'm not going to watch that. I'm not going to watch something like that with anyone I'm in a relationship with. Because why would you need to go do that if they're physically present? Like, you don't need to go watch that. I would never recommend anyone watch something like that if they're in any relationship. Like, do not watch triple X movies with your spouse ever. And if you know your spouse has a history of an addiction towards
what
that,
if people do it for research? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's what sexologists are for. That's what doctors of sex therapy is for. You go to them. You don't go watch triple X movies with your spouse.
Okay. Sebastian has spoken. Ms. Wilson said they are now calling on the Oppressed Women's Network. That's messy.
Bondi Blue started saying that on her channel. This other YouTuber.
God. No, I know who you're talking about. Adele, your thoughts?
Diva, you are glitching.
I'm going to stand box with this. I'm going to say equally yoked. At the end of the day, if 2 people are at the same place at the same time, it's probably easier for you to understand why they make the choices that they did. I think sometimes what happens is that because we know someone from afar, 30 years of friendship or whatever it may be, we think that, okay, I know him as this for 30 years. And, he's going to bring all of that in our relationship, but a relationship becomes closer and it's different. The fact that he liked all of those videos that he liked in public meaning that it means to me that she knew enough where he didn't.
You went on mute, or is it just me?
No, but you're glitching.
You're glitching, Adele. We can't hear
You're
you.
glitching. Well,
okay, so you take over, Roy. Let me go. I'm a hardwire in. Go ahead, take over.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, you can hear me now?
We can hear you now. Go ahead, Adele.
Yeah, so because he liked it in public, I'm thinking that she knew enough to know that those are the things he liked because he's not hiding it. That being said, she's allowed to change her mind, meaning that it'll seem that she really tried and she wanted it to work. And it comes to a point, especially if he's a sex addict, there's probably a lot of demands on her. And she decided that, you know what, I can't live like this anymore. I tried and it's not working. So the best thing for us to do is to be happy in our own separate corners. Unfortunately, I wish them both well, set in their whatever they move on to. And hopefully, he was not the one who took that safe, because that would be horrible, so I wish them well.
I agree with you, Adele. I think kind of like what you said. I think she knew, and just like the Don said, I think she knew. I just think it became too much for her. Once you start watching that stuff, sometimes your partner wants you to turn around and do the stuff that they see on TV. That may have just been a little too much for Miss Tina, excuse me. Shan, you're up. What's your thoughts and opinions on this? Should a husband and a wife be watching, entertainment together?
I'm laughing because this story is so interesting to me, because so basically what I gathered from what Diva said and was summing up, the Twitter people saw his page liking whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not for making excuses for people, but do they even know if it's his real page? When Diva had brought up the whole money situation, in my opinion, I think that's why they probably got divorced, allegedly. Because people don't just leave their safe hanging around. And I know she lives in a mansion. And who has the code to the safe? People you're around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I find this story funny. Because it's people could like whatever on social media. That doesn't mean you make this whole story saying, okay, he's addicted to whatever. I think it's a stretch. I think I more believe the whole he stole her money and she thinks he's a thief. So now they're getting a divorce. Allegedly. I don't know what happened, but I more could believe that. Because people find stuff on social media all the time, and then they don't, it's not even the celebrity real page. Y'all know I love Nicki Minaj the way Royer loves Beyonce. And I always see people post stuff and it's not even her page. It's just a fan page or whatever. So,
well, unfortunately, Shan, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this was definitely his page.
Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't have Twitter.
It was blue check mark certified and all. That was
yes,
him.
It was. Yes, it was. Him. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a whole lot.
Wow.
I think, kind of like Adele said, I just think that he expected her to turn tricks like them people was on the Twitter, and Mama Tina is not doing that. She is a woman of a particular age, and she has class and decorum, and the stuff that they was doing on that Twitter, just no.
Well, if I was the mother of Beyonce, some people think the queen of the world. I don't think she's the queen of the world, but if I was the mother, I would not put up with this fool. I'm not putting up with anything because Beyonce is my daughter. That's how I would walk around.
And I think that's how she's walking around. You saw the clip on Black Love. You saw the clip on Black Love. You looked at him.
I mean, I wouldn't be an asshole, but what I'm saying is I birthed what y'all, look up to for generations and stuff.
Leo cutting up. She said Tina liked it too. Leo cutting up.
Hey, my VIP sister Leo.
Woo child, woo child.
And I do think, Diva, like, I really don't think that it was a problem. I just think, you know, what you see, eventually you start wanting to do. Oh. And I just don't think Miss Tina was here to be doing it. You seen what they was doing. I don't think Miss Tina want to be doing all that. Do you think Miss Tina want to be doing all of that?
No, that was a bit much.
Look at this comment right here, guys.
Espar, don't do that. Don't do that, Espar. She said, Matt tweeted, Richard likes adult film. Maybe she's falling in bed. Don't do that to Miss Tina. Don't do that to Miss Tina. E, what are your thoughts?
Well, somebody, I think Maria just said, well, maybe Miss Tina wasn't interested in doing some of those things. Now, I have to believe she was willing to do all those things and more, because
E, you gotta go look at that stuff. You gotta go look at it, E.
But the older a lot of women become more, especially who grew up back in the day, who were taught to be reserved, this, that, and the third. I mean, we're talking about a sexual liberation. It's a full 360 out here what the girls are doing. And the reason why I can believe that Tina would be more open-minded in her adult life is because look at what Beyonce is doing. Beyonce's taking it up the opposite hole and kissing girls and doing all this to be with Jay-Z. So why wouldn't I think that? Why wouldn't I think that?
Where'd you see that at, E?
I'll think you were late.
I'll finish.
And so I wouldn't be shocked for that to be Tina's mode of operandum, because Matthew Knowles has already said she had no personality. He was only with her because she was light-skinned. Okay, so all she was a look, and you made my children pretty. And really, when you look at Beyonce's life, doesn't Jay-Z have those kids outside the marriage too, those grown behind kids? And she's doing all of these tricks in the bedroom. No personality. Wendy Williams has said this about Beyonce for years and years.
I was just gonna say that.
And so it's easy for me to believe that people don't want to be with Tina like that, but they want you around because it's a good look. Now, here's how I'm going to sum this up, though, because that doesn't give him the right to do what he's doing. Because if my man is liking pictures online, that is embarrassing. I have to make a stand, and I have to leave your ass. Oh, excuse me, because I have to leave you, because I don't want the next man thinking, well, you accepted that off of him, so I know you'll accept this off of me, because Matthew had these 2 kids on you. I know you're not going to leave me over these videos. But the thing about Tina is this. I believe, because I did see that video, whoever posted that in the chat, and in my opinion, you saw it too, about this man trying to get with Tina while she was still with Matthew. I believe every single word. I believe every single word. And I believe Tina was so distraught after Matthew has come out saying that he never liked her. He only got with her because she was light-skinned, and that's what his mama told him to do. And he went off and married this dark-skinned woman, and we ain't heard a peep out of him cheating since. He got these 2 babies on you. I believe Tina was trying to make a move to say, you know what? I'm not going to let him have his happily ever after, and I'm miserable. And sometimes as ladies, we jump into things trying to prove to the world that it wasn't us all along and it was the man's fault. Because if this man wasn't the right man for you today, he wasn't the right man for you yesterday. And you've known him for 30 years. You've known him for 30 years.
Amen.
You're a grandmother now. You're a great-grandmother, actually, because Solange's son had a baby. You know better. But in order to put the actors out there, you got to have a marriage. You got to invite the daughters. You got to make it this big spectacle. You're already rich. You have the properties. You can do anything you want in life. Why do you have to get married? To have to go through this and divide it all up again. Just stay single. Leave your grandkids all your property. I believe she rushed into it to try to one-up Matthew and his marriage. And you ended up with a pile of garbage. It was more garbage than what you came around. It's the same garbage that you left the first time. Don't get married again, Tina. Just stop it. Or marry you a white man and be done with it.
Trent, thank you for the super chat. Mika Scott's Lord's video. Stop. Thank you, Trent. Kat, thank you for the super chat. Richard, do an adult film. Say my name, say my name. Now, come on, you ain't right, Kat.
I love you, E.
He brought it. He brought it.
I love you.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Solange's son does have a child.
He
got her
does?
pregnant. Yeah, he was like 17 when he got a girl pregnant. He's 18 now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, he badmouthed that girl and talked to her like crap. All the men in this Knowles family are garbage. And the thing about it is, Tina had the nerve to come out on that documentary talking about some black men need to be protected. Excuse me. Look at your son-in-law. Look at your grandson. What type of men are you producing in your family? Talking about police is brutalizing black men. Yes, they are. But look at what the black men are doing to the world. I mean, come on, we need some checks and balances around here.
Ooh, child.
Hashtag
Okay.
checks and balances. Thank
Ooh.
you.
She's for president.
Oh God, her grandson has a baby. I didn't realize he had a child. Sheila, what are your thoughts?
Well, for one, I want to say this. There's nothing wrong if they were a couple watching this, but not X-rated movies or once in a while or whatever. But I will say if you have a spouse, if that's all they're watching, they are lusting after other people or other images.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's not a good thing for any relationship.
Okay.
So if that is the reason why she divorced him, I understand it. But I do agree with the panel. This is nothing new. If he didn't just start doing this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can look at that the interview they did when she said he wasn't perfect. The look on his face was like, I'm not.
The look on her face was his face. He was disgusted.
Right.
She was disgusted when she looked at him and said it.
Exactly. So there was something going on or something that she was bothered with back then.
That's facts.
And if that was the issue that we're seeing now, I can understand her being disgusted because I would be appalled if my husband was lusting after someone else's images other than mine.
Devo, can I say one more thing? 20 seconds, please.
Yes.
The thing about that clip, because that's what I forgot to talk about.
Uh-huh.
The thing about that clip that gets me, people always want to bring the God into it. Now, leave the God out of this because when she talked about it, she says, I prayed to God. Now, is he everything I wanted? No, but it's enough for me to work with. Stop trying to fit what you have into what you asked God for. God did not send that man to you. You were supposed to keep walking past him. When you walked past him 30 years ago, you should have kept on trucking. You should have kept on trucking because when we talk about prayers and God sending you the man that you prayed for, he's testing you. He's testing you by sending you the man that you didn't pray for to see if you're going to settle for that. Because Tina settled. Make no mistake. That's why she said, you're not perfect. And she looked him up and down when she said it, like, check that. But see, when we talk about prayers and praying for the man that you want or the spouse that you want, for the man in the audience, Sierra said to she said a prayer. She didn't know what that man was going to look like. She didn't know how Russell was going to come in and change the game. But Sierra would never sit on a television show and tell Russell he's not perfect because it's out of alignment. We know that each other is not perfect, but to say that is unnecessary. You get what I'm saying?
It is. Hold on one second, E. Because catch this. There's a whole lot of body language here. So somebody Google and tell me when did this actually air? Because when did this air? Because as everyone stated, these problems been existed.
I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope, women, ladies.
Ooh, child, that was a whole lot of body language on both sides.
She said we're having a really good time.
Sasuke said that's about 3 years old.
She said we're having a really good time. She didn't say that, he treats me like a queen. And we're having a really nice time. That means we're having some amazing sex. That's what that means. Tina had just gotten her body done. Stop it, y'all. Just stop it.
I'd like to say something real
You
quick.
have me
Really quick,
laughing.
because
So
I'm gonna move this train to
Okay.
the next station.
We really do, because the other topic is very good that we need to talk about. But yeah, when I said that couples should not be watching, I said it for a good reason. And I know people said, "Oh, couples should have the right to watch it." No, couples should not watch it, because want to know why? Triple X movies are made to be addictive. They are made to be that. They are fantasies. That's the things that you see in Triple X movies are not how people get it down in their actual bed themselves. They're
That's not
made
true. That's
they're
not
made to
That's
tailor.
not true. That's not true, Sebastian.
Okay, so
They
come on, we're not
I
gonna
Why is
agree
it
with
not?
Sheila.
hold
If
on,
you're
hold
in a
on, hold
relationship,
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not about to shake the train right now. I'm gonna stop it because I want to pull into the next station. Somebody see if they could do some research. They said, Diva, please find a video of them in France at the restaurant. He's been sick of her. You can tell 3 years ago that body language, which was supposed to be on the show called Black Love, was a whole hot mess. There's a lot of energy. It was a lot of female energy, coming down on the man. If I felt that way, darn sure I ain't going on Black Love and going to say it in front of the world that I done prayed to God for perfection, and nobody's perfect. Nobody. Okay? And they say, nah, he ain't perfect. He's a hot mess. That's what you pretty much saying. But we're going to move forward, people. See if somebody can find the video for me. Now, I will say this to kind of summarize what Sebastian is saying, without, people hanging on him. Listen, as adults in a relationship, do what you want to do. But if you do your research, experts will tell you that couples engaging in that on a regular basis, there does cause some problems. Okay. And I think that's how Sebastian was kind of summing it up. And I will also say this. A reason why half of them are not realistic, because a lot of them, I can't say all, they have a lot of augmentation on their bodies, and they're doing a whole bunch of stuff that I would agree with Sebastian that everybody's not quite doing in their bedroom. Okay, I don't think on a regular basis people are having threesomes and all of that, but I'm not going to walk down that path. We're just going to say
maybe Candy. I'm just kidding. Allegedly.
I was going to say that.
Do what y'all do, but we're gonna pull it to the next station. Now, role playing. I think anything that a couple decides to do together, role playing, whatever all that may be. But I think this becomes in the mind of, it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. When you watch too much of that, there's some different expectation and a higher level of some stuff that may be expected from one of the people in that couple relationship in the bedroom. That's a little bit unrealistic. So I am on the car train with you on that, Sebastian.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now listen, let's roll into the next station. This Carlee Russell, she's a mess. And I'm sorry, we debated this back and forth. I won't go back and debate it again because I want to introduce the next story that's connected with her. Because she did this nonsense. Now we got an 11-year-old who texted the popo and said that her 14-year-old friend was missing, kidnapped. Okay? And now they came and hemmed her up. They came and hemmed that sister up. Okay? And they told that little girl, don't play these games. Don't play these games. She's 11 years old. Okay? Let's share this story right here. So, 11-year-old girl arrested. They arrested her. Why is Carlee still walking around free? 11-year-old girl arrested for faking abduction, charged with a felony at 11. It's what the sheriff's office said. That's her right there. They blurred her face out. That's the cops. They piping pissed mad. And you know why they really mad? They're not really mad at her. They mad because this darn Carlee done did this, and now other people are doing a copycat situation thinking it's a joke. Now, hold on. Let me play this for you.
Stay calm. You can talk to your parents. We can open the window and let you talk to them. Nothing's going to happen to you. Do you understand that? Okay.
I'm telling you this right now. You're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
I'm not going to do this again. You know, this is going to be an opportunity for you to turn this into a learning experience. This is not something you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life, okay?
Honey,
She gonna carry that record.
They giving her the business. She 11. So a Port Orange, Florida girl, 11-year-old Florida girl, was arrested Wednesday for reporting a fake abduction, official says. Okay, according to the sheriff's office, the girl texted 911 to forcibly report that her friend was kidnapped by an armed man driving a white van on Interstate 95. Why do all these people want to involve the highways? Okay. Oh. The sheriff's office said the girl texted 911 at 9:45 a.m. to say her 14-year-old friend had been abducted and that she was following the van in a blue Jeep. Now, how you following the van? Okay. Officials said the girl continued to text 911 to provide a description of a male suspect and to say that he had a gun. She done wild out with this story. Multiple deputies responded to search for the suspect's vehicle, but no van was found. Just like they didn't find the Tyler in Carlee's case, okay? They also tracked down the location of the cell phone that made the text, which led them to the home in Port Orange. Deputies said the 11-year-old's father answered the door, who told the deputies his daughter was inside the house. The sheriff's office said as they approached the girl, she was holding a cell phone that sent the text messages to 911. Deputies said the 11-year-old admitted to the deputies that it was a false report. She told the deputies she got the idea to prank 911 from YouTube challenge and thought it would be funny. In a body cam video posted on Facebook, deputies are heard reprimanding the girl for her actions. I'm telling you this right now. You're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old, and that you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs, one of the deputies said. I'm not going to do this again, the girl responds. The sheriff's office said the girl was charged with making a false police report concerning the use of a firearm in a violent manner, which is a felony. She was also charged with misuse of 911, which is a misdemeanor. The girl was taken to the Family Resource Center for processing. They done processed the 11-year-old, and Carlee's walking around free. Then transferred her to the Regional Juvenile Detention Center. Look at this girl. She done destroyed her life, okay? Chitwood is reminding parents how important it is to closely monitor their child's social media use. This kind of prank activity is dangerous. We're going to investigate every incident, but today it wasted valuable resources that might have helped someone else who legitimately needed our help. Okay? So boom, there it is. You got the 11-year-old acting a fool. I didn't know you could text 911. So that's
you can.
I didn't know
that's
that.
How DV. That's how DV. People who suffer from DV, who are in constant, if they're scared of calling, so their voice, they do that sometimes. They text a picture of their address and say, I'm suffering with this and this and that. You can do that.
Got it. Okay. So
at the bottom.
Let me start down with Sheila. Sheila, what are your thoughts on this situation? The 11-year-old acting a fool.
Well, I'm glad they put her in handcuffs to let her know that this is not acceptable behavior to get attention for. And like you said, Carlee is still running free, and she's 25 years old.
If anybody got a break, it should have been this 11-year-old. But go ahead.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I personally feel that I get that the Hoover police is crossing all their T's and dotting their I's, but I'm praying and I'm hoping that they do put that young lady behind bars, because the magnitude of what she did, and she cared less about how she did it, how she plotted, how she planned it, and then you just walk home. Like, she might as well had on little Bobby white socks and her little penny loafers and skipped on back down the street like nothing was happening. They need to arrest her. And that poor little 11-year-old saw that and thought, oh, I'm going to do this. And then they also have something that they call, there's a name, they can be in another city and call for a police officer. It's called swatting, that they can do that. Call for a crime that's in another city, and someone show up at your door, and you're, unbeknownst to you, here's the police. But I tell you, I'm glad that they did that. Hopefully they scared her enough that she won't do it. But this is the reason why they need to make an example out of Carlee and let her understand, and let the U.S. or the world understand that kind of behavior. We're not going to accept you lying. I don't care what issues you were having. You're not going to do it.
I agree with you, Sheila. No, Savannah, thank you for this. She said currently there are 17 states that allow you to text 911. Okay, that is news to me. I didn't know it until I read this article. I'm going to look up and see if New Jersey is one of those states. So, Savannah, thank you for that. Or, Savannah, if you know the states, put it in the chat here so I could read off those states. But I appreciate the information. E, what are your thoughts?
See, thank you for that, because like in my opinion tried to tell us before, these police officers, these intelligence agencies, they have capabilities beyond our wildest dreams. Don't ever let them tell you they can't ping your location. A lot of these people have their phones. They got the Obama phones. You're not going to tell me that on the iPhone 14 that these people can't come and find you when they want to. Do you know how many cameras they have in the traffic lights? Every stop sign, we're being recorded as citizens. Your phone is tracking you. Your Apple Watch is tracking you. Your car is tracking you. For those of you who have smart cars, these people can find you. So don't let them tell you anything different. Not only can you text the police, but you can email them. And in the state of Georgia, in the county I'm in, you can chat them between the times of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's lots of different ways that you can get in contact with the police other than using the phone. And if you're using the internet or your Wi-Fi calling, that's tracked with your IP address and they can get to you like that. So about this whole thing with this currently needing to be made example, that I don't agree with. Because if we're going to start penalizing people who have influenced others to make bad decisions, then we need to go back. We need to take it all the way back. And we need to get Kim Kardashian, because how many women have went to the Dominican Republic and had a BBL done and lost their lives? Who's going to be held accountable for those women? Who's going to make the example to stop altering your body and to love yourself? If we're going to take it all the way backwards, Carlee cannot be single-handedly responsible for some 11-year-old white girl calling the cops and making a false report. Do you know how many white women have made false reports? I mean, come on, the lady from who did Emmett Till, nobody made an example out of her. They said she was too old. So I don't want to begin making examples out of Black women, because I don't think that sends the right message. I feel like white women been calling the police and making false reports for decades. And if we're going to start making examples, go down the line. But Carlee is not the first one.
Okay, so 911 statewide so far, I guess it's Arizona. You can do it. Connecticut, Delaware, Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Maine, New Hampshire, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Okay, this is good information to know. I never knew that. Thank you so much, Royer, for that. Nikki said, I just came by to like the video and support the semi-shady conduct of the gray chain.
Diva, it's been updated. There's more states you can do that now.
Okay.
But and there's a bill in Congress to make it
national. I put them in the chat, Diva.
Okay, thank you. Nikki, thank you for the super chat. I think it's good information to know, because I had no clue that you can text 911. So do you just go to your text, put 911, put like 911 to 911, and then you text? That's good to know.
And then they sometimes will ask you if they can call you too.
Okay, it's good to know. Tamara, thank you so much for the super chat. If Zimmerman is not behind bars, Carlee should just get a big fine. She's already publicly humiliated. Find her. That's it.
Right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. You know, I do get this. I do hear when we want to compare and say, because so-and-so didn't get punished correctly, then the next person that does it should not get punished either. I'm not so much of that mindset. I'm of the mindset that, you know what, do the time for the crime that you have committed, regardless of what you look like. And yes, it is messed up that there's some individuals that slip through the cracks for whatever reason, but that doesn't mean because A slipped through the cracks, we got to let 29 people, because you're never going to make up for one person that slipped through the cracks and the others that don't. I just don't, I don't like that. I don't know if I agree with that. But you know, we're going to move forward. Shan, you're up. What are your thoughts?
This 11-year-old story is exactly why Carlee should be in jail. She should suffer the same fate, felony, all that. You know why? Because I'm just thinking about the mothers, because I love watching true crime. I'm just thinking about the mothers, the fathers, who kids actually go missing and they get kidnapped. And imagine, right? You call the police and they don't take you seriously because people are playing games. It's not funny. Stop it. There needs to be consequences for the behavior, because some people, they never find their kid. Like, it's so heartbreaking. Like, your kid go missing, you have no help, you have no resources, the police not taking you seriously and stuff like that. And this girl who lived in privilege, Carlee Russell, who sounds like she had a good life, right? Do this for whatever reason. It's unacceptable. I think she deserved the same fate the
Yes,
11-year-old
Nikki.
deserved.
Yes, Nikki.
What?
Oh, I wish you was up here. Nikki, read that comment, Shan. Look at that.
I ain't reading that. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Didn't our last president lie for 4 years straight and was impeached twice? And incited a riot on our nation's capital, and he still has not been arrested. But the 11-year-old needs to be handcuffed and in charge.
Well, that president has been charged. He's been charged in 2 jurisdictions. He's currently probably pending to be going to jail next year. So
I don't listen.
So let's okay, let me bring it back. Let's keep the train on the track, right?
Are they gonna arrest all the Karens?
We can do a whole
stop.
Hold on. We could do a whole lot of comparisons, right? But I want to deal with one case at a time.
Exactly.
11-year-old, she called the cops. She made up a whole elaborate story. I think, matter of fact, I know with them handcuffs on her, she was scared straight. Do I think it was a little excessive? I do. But see, sometimes you never know what teaches a person a lesson. I bet you one thing for sure. She won't forget them handcuffs. She won't forget that ride in the police car. And unfortunately, now that she's over there at the juvenile detention center, she's never going to forget that either.
You know what, though?
A lot of people, wait, I'm going to let you back in, Sharon, 1 minute. A lot of people, and that's the thing too. Sometimes, depending upon the age bracket of your parents. And listen, I'm not shading anybody. I have my son at 35, okay? But sometimes depending upon the age bracket of your parents, maybe they're not too in tune and understand everything that's going on this social media. See, there's so many trends that go on that TikTok, and there's so many people that try those trends, and there's a lot of kids that unalive themselves by doing some of these ridiculous trends. There was a water challenge trend at one point, and people was drinking gallons of water, died. Okay? So my thing is, she said it was a trend on TikTok, and I think these social media platforms, when they have these dangerous, ridiculous trends, they need to shut those particular content creators down. Okay, you want to build up 50 crates and tell somebody walk up them and do all this crazy stuff and it's dangerous. We're going to shut your channel down. Just like with YouTube, you can't say certain words, you can't show certain stuff. TikTok needs to do a better job in not allowing these ridiculous challenges where people are going to get hurt. Want to have a dance challenge? Let it play on TikTok all day long. But some of these other dangerous challenges, I think they need to do a better job of shutting it down. Now, she claims she saw it on TikTok. Don't know. It's ironic that it's in close time period of the Carlee Russell story, but it is perhaps that a TikTok creator could have did that challenge based upon Carlee, or could have nothing to do related at all. But either way, the girl did a bad thing. She made up a whole story. Her friend, a car, she was following the car. She did too much. And she thought it was going to be a joke, but now the joke's on you, little girl. And like that cop told her right there, she said, bet you're going to learn for the next time. You keep playing around. You in handcuffs now. You're going to be in handcuffs for the rest of your life. Go ahead, Shan. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
No, you're good. I think the 11-year-old, I think if they want to be understanding to her, they could be understanding, because at 11, we're all impressionable, right? My fear is that some police officers in their mind, right, when they get the call, oh, somebody's missing, people are going to start to think twice. And when people are actually missing, they're not going to get what they deserve. You know what I mean? The energy that they deserve. So I feel like Carlee, I don't know. People don't understand the magnitude of what she did, right? She made up a whole story. People looking for the kid. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's like so many things. Resources, playing on people's emotions. People who children actually went missing and they still can't find them. Took away attention from people who are actually missing. Now, a lot of people are not going to take people who are missing seriously. People are probably going to stop donating to missing children or whatever because they're going to be like, oh, I wonder if this is a joke or this person is really missing. You had your parents worried, allegedly. No, you had the community in an uproar, worried, the news, everybody feeling sorry for you, trying to find you, taken away from important things. You know what I mean? That's my issue with it, is that some girl out there who goes missing, who's already Black, who don't get enough coverage, period, is not going to be taken seriously because of this. People are going to be like, I wonder if this is another Carlee Russell. The 11-year-old, I don't think she should get a felony because she is 11, you know, and she's easily influenced. Somebody needs to sit down and talk to her. But I don't understand this whole, oh, Carlee should just walk away. It's fine. No, it's not fine. You play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Okay.
Thank you. JL, thank you.
I know that was like 2 hours. My bad.
Sherry, 18 months in prison to be followed by 36 months of supervised release. He said, bye, Carlee. And you're fine, Shan. Adele, you're up, but give me 1 second. They said the train is shaking already. Okay. It needs to start somewhere. I agree with you, Priscilla, right? So, King Chris Lord, thank you so much for the super chat, the generous super chat. Carlee can't be placed in jail because Hoover PD never got a warrant prior to the search and did not go through due process of law prior to seizure. We can't arrest her because of your uninformed opinions. Oh.
Hashtag Medea goes to jail. All right, now you gotta let me go.
Who child? But okay, who child? Okay.
Well, that's not true, but okay, I'll let you have your opinion.
Because her car was in public, all of those things were left on the side. That's public property. So
yeah,
that's just like saying if I got some
that part
throw it out of the window, then it's automatically not.
Well,
mine.
we know that's not true anyway because her attorney is trying to get her a lesser charge than what they want to give her.
Yeah,
that part.
Okay, Adele, you're up. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I have. Okay, first of all, with just that point there, once you're missing, anything that's left behind that could possibly try to find you is open to be investigated. So throw that out of the window. That being said, I love you, E, but honestly, comparing Kim Kardashian getting enlargement butts and then everybody else followed her to what Carlee did is not here or there. It's ridiculous. And the reason why it's ridiculous is because getting butt implants is not a crime. She committed a crime. She did something horrible. I feel sorry for her. I don't necessarily want her to be punished to destroy her life, but she needs to know what she did was wrong, and it's very clear that it was wrong. Our community as a whole has so much that we need to improve on. When stuff like this happen and there's right or wrong, let a wrong be a wrong. Like, let's not try to spend so much energy and so much time trying to make someone who's already wrong right. When you try now for a person who was really right to make those things, it becomes less impactful because we're always fighting every battle, right or wrong, as a right battle. And it doesn't come across right. Like, as a Black person sitting here listening, I'm just like, when are we going to get to a place where we try to make the right and the wrong? It doesn't mean that you won't support the person that was wrong. She may need some mental health help. She may need some other things. She may need some education but that's a different thing all entirely. Look at this 11-year-old girl. I'm not saying it's direct or it's not, but I think a lot what they did, including filming it, was an example to other kids. Don't you even try. They filmed it on purpose. They put it out on purpose. And we used to do this a lot when we're working with kids, where we even call the police to act like they're arresting them, doing all those stuff. I know she went to the juvenile detention, which, you know, she needs to be scared. She needs to understand that this is not something to play. TikTok is TikTok, but the law is the law. And I do believe that they're playing it up, because you can tell by their posture and the way that they're doing it. They sound serious to an 11-year-old, but I could also hear the things in their voice that they are putting it on. So at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying we're not supposed to defend, and a lot of the times we have to, because so many things go so wrong. But this one, let's just let the wrong be the wrong, please. Let's just let the wrong be the wrong. Get her help for whatever she ails her, but please stop defending the wrong. There's so much out there to fight. So much, too much, no energy on this one. Let's this one go. Please.
No, I'm not letting any black woman go. We're going to stand up.
Hold on, E.
Let this help her. Get her help for her mental health. Get her help for whatever she needs to help. She lied. She said there was a kid on the side of the road. She took off her wig. She did this. She did that. We don't even know who helped her. This is drama personified. And ass implants, forgive me for saying it that way, and people choosing to do those silly things, whether that is not the same thing as.
Adele, you went. Is it just me, or did Adele? I can't hear her.
No, she went. You went out.
Yeah.
You
E, can I ask E a question?
Okay, no. Hold on, because I have other people that got to get into the conversation. So go ahead, Adele. Did you finish? You're still muted.
E, I just saw your name.
Okay, Adele, I gotta come back to you because you're staying muted there. Don, did I get to you?
No, you haven't.
Okay, go ahead.
Before you move on real quick, Auntie, this is a pivotal moment real quick.
Yes.
We have 600 people in the chat, and it's only like 200 something likes. So if we could just pause for a second, if you can let the people know to hit that like button, you know, let the people know so we can get our credit for the night.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to say to E, like, I love E. I love her personality. I love all of that. I'm just saying, honestly, we're talking and we're trying to be entertaining and all of that. But what happens is that there's certain situations that are very serious. Our community sometimes it's crisis, and a crisis is an opportunity. It could be for a good thing or a bad thing. What are we choosing for this to be? Is it an opportunity to uplift ourselves and create a positive impact and positive change? Or are we going to keep the water muddy, that we're continually going through life years after years, situation after situation, where the community is so divided and we can't make a wrong be a wrong?
But this is not a crisis, though, Adele. This is drama.
Hold on, guys. I give me a minute before you'll go back and forth, because there's other people that did not get to comment on this situation. Tamara, thank you for the super chat. Let's please not use Carlee as a scapegoat, because Black women have not been taken seriously already before her. Now let's pile up on her. So, okay.
Yes.
You know, hold on, guys. I love the fact that we get to have, thank you for the super chat. I love the fact that we get to have great conversations here, right? But here's the thing. I don't think this is a pile up on her. I think this is an example of when we do something, unfortunately, it adds on to our whole community. We're not seen as an individual. You can tell that when there's newspaper articles where someone of my complexion does something, you know, I'm crazy, here it is, another Black chick, yada, yada, who. Someone else does something, and it's like they're suffering from mental illness, it's this and that. The articles are totally different. So, unfortunately, she did something, and yes, they are all assuring us, and I'm glad that they are. They're saying that, listen, because they even said it in this 11-year-old video. At the end of that article, you know what they clearly said? we're still going to look for anybody else that calls us in. But understand that you're wasting resources, that when you call 911, it's a serious thing. You're wasting resources. We're here looking and we send more resources out when it's a situation as such. So we're sending all these people out. We're looking for everything that you're describing in this video. Now we up the ante because this person is allegedly armed and dangerous, only to find out you're sitting in your house doing a little prank. This is no joke. And I understand, for whatever reason, there's a lot of, and I'm not saying people don't need to have sympathy for her. Like Adele said, we can support the person, but we still got to call a thing a thing. She was wrong. She got to pay for this thing that she did. And we could support her all day long. Hey, write her letters wherever she goes. Hey, put money on her books wherever she goes. But she got to go somewhere and do some type of time and pay some restitution because she involved feelings. She opened wounds for some families. She had people out there looking for her. She had people actually worried. And meantime, she was somewhere chilling, eating her Cheez-Its. And that ain't right. Okay?
Give her a fine and let's move forward.
Polishing my nails. They took pictures of me with no clothes on. Like, she did too much.
And imagine a man was walking around with orange hair and he innocently got,
that part
in trouble.
This
is not funny.
They have them.
Hold on, guys. The Don, you're up. Get into this conversation.
Barbecue Becky. Wanda Water.
Come on.
I'm giving you a list of Karens that have called the police on innocent Black people. They have used up resources and they haven't been charged for anything.
Come on.
Now, I do believe I'm an equal opportunist splatter. So if we're going to give the business to this woman, this Black woman that has did wrong, conspired, got the police involved, used community resources, we also need to go as hard at these Karens that get Black people in trouble, almost arrested, possibly shot at. Just look at that Karen in the Victoria's Secret store, who the police still came after the Black woman, even though she was on, they had the videotape of her. Like I said, I'm an equal opportunist, but I want to give the same energy all the way around. How do we know this 11-year-old didn't look up Karens on YouTube and seen thousands of hours of fake calls?
Come on.
We just can't limit it to Carlee, because TikTok runs amok. There's hundreds of TikTok channels dedicated to Karens. So, and she may have access to a phone or that particular app, and they run down your timeline like it's water. So, like I said, I'm an equal opportunist. Carlee was wrong. This young white person was wrong.
Yeah.
But all those Karens out there who use police resources to get them to their communities or their homes or their elevators or their doors, or the group, the DoorDash people or the Uber Eats people, all of those people need to be locked up and fined as well.
That's right.
So I don't think we're disagreeing that anyone who does something crazy should do their time. I think my disagreement at the very least is just because 25 people before her got away with something, that she should now get away with it too. That's my stance on this. So, King Chris Lord, you're very passionate about this conversation, and you're saying that Carlee is being tried in a court of public opinion, and you can have your own opinions if you want, but your opinions can't be used to charge anyone with a crime. But King Chris Lord, did you see the press conference that the chief of police from Hoover, Alabama did? We're not just using our opinions. The chief of police said this chick goo-gooed taken. Yes. This chick took money from her job. Exactly. This chick did a whole elaborate plan. And then, it's not just that. They also said they was pretty lenient on her. But you can't play in the po face and then think you just going to just walk free and get away with stuff. They also said that several times they tried to come to her and the family and said, please, just confess. So finally she did through her lawyer, right? And now all I'm saying is, I'm not saying take the key, lock her up, and throw her away. But I am saying that unfortunately, because she made this thing a public thing, she called 911. She involved this baby. She threw her wig like she was taping and filming a Lifetime movie. Left her car on the road, left this, left that, did this, did the other, and then took off her wig and then continued this for 48 hours. And then with the most unbelievable thing, you just come and walk back up to your home. No, something has to happen because you utilize resources. They donated money to Crime Stoppers for her. Something has to happen. Oh my God, Adele, thank you. Give me 1 second and I'm gonna move to the next.
I was next.
Okay.
JL Hush.
1 second. Tamara, thank you. Find her $1 million. Let her pay it off. Okay, that's a thought there. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I have some super chats. King Chris Lloyd, thank you for the generous super chat. The Hoover PD believed in their heart and soul that Carlee Russell was innocent. That's why they didn't get a warrant prior to search and no due process of law prior to seizure. God, tell them she's innocent.
All right now.
That's a stretch.
I'm gonna respond to everything.
Give me 1 second, guys. Leo, thank you for the super chat. I felt secondhand embarrassment from Carlee, but I don't want her to be overly punished. Thank you for the super chat, Leo. And I understand. Here's the thing: none of us want her to be overly punished, but we're saying you gotta suffer some consequences. Okay, Rhea, do me a favor, take over for 1 second, and who's next? I think Sebastian. You're next. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Okay. Oh, Rhea, you're on mute, by the way. Just letting you know.
Thanks, Sebastian. Go ahead.
I like how everyone is trying to say we need to do equal fair treatment, your equal fair treatment to criminals. Number one, our country is a federalist country. Each state has their own laws. We're not like similar other countries where the law of one is the law of the land. That's not how it is in our country. Most states have their own laws. Therefore, certain people will suffer certain consequences in different states for the same crimes. This 11-year-old, she's just getting a misdemeanor. She'll be all right. That'll be sealed by the time she's like, what, 16, 17, they could probably get a lawyer to seal it. And then when she hits 18 or 21, they could get it expunged. It's nothing. This whole 11-year-old. And I will say this, I've been in a situation kind of similar, actually. I went missing in the mall one time, and my mother called the cops. And then they arrested me. Well, they didn't arrest me. She told them, arrest him. Make him know how it feels to go walk away with having a parent next to you. Make him feel it. I never went to the station or anything, but they made me feel how handcuffs felt on your arms. That is something that you'll never forget when it happens to you as a child. You'll never forget that. You'll never forget that. And I know some of our people are going to say our Constitution is the law of the land. Yes. Look, our Constitution is the law of the land, but our Constitution also says, and this is where everyone's going to start screaming at me, but y'all better be respectful. Our Constitution also says that anything that's not listed in the Constitution is left down to states or the people. It clearly states that. That's how Roe v. Wade was able to be overturned, if you really want to know. So I want people to acknowledge this. Carlee Russell committed a crime, multiple crimes. She raised public fear. Certain people were afraid to allow their children out, to go out because of this. You guys are not acknowledging that. This is something that this little girl did something too, and now she has a misdemeanor at the age of 11. Carlee's 25, who's an adult. has a whole degree already, on track to get another one, committed something that was more lengthier than this 11-year-old. But she's out here in these streets. And yes, the police did put handcuffs on me. They didn't bring me to the station. They put handcuffs on me because my mother begged them to. She was like, "Oh, my son needs to learn a lesson how it feels to be walking around a mall without no parent." Yes, that happened. This was the Queens Center Mall, by the way, in Queens. So yes, this is not, oh, we need to make sure all the Karens get justice. Of course we do. The Karens should be tried, and because you should not be calling the police for false accusations or anything. You shouldn't. But we have to acknowledge that certain people have chances in life where it may not affect them as it will affect another. We're not in a utopia. We're not in a perfect world.
That part.
We're not in a perfect world where everyone gets justice. We're not. We're not.
Okay, Sebastian, let me get some other people in. Espar, thank you for the super chat. Y'all focus on Karen. Black women have had it hard enough being taken seriously when we go missing. Carlee has made it worse. We can't do what they do. Okay. It's a lot. It's a conversation. We're having a conversation here. Everybody has their opinion on it. It's a lot. Is all
Diva, can I share my point of view?
Go ahead, Julius.
I just have to say, most of what Sebastian said, y'all gonna be shocked by this, but I actually agree.
Me too.
I actually agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a difference between the young lady, even though you got some children out here who are crazy. But there is a difference. And that difference is, one was thoroughly and straightforwardly planned out. It was observed. Carlee knew what she was doing. Now, this is not a race thing. It's not a color thing.
Come on now.
Carlee knew what she was doing. She knew her village was going to search, be all dramatic, like form search parties to find her. When she was at a property that her mother was trying to sell, she knew what she was doing. So I'm not sympathetic to Carlee Wilson, because if I was
Carlee Russell,
excuse me, Carlee Russell, I'm not sympathetic to her. And here's why. She knew what she was doing. Now, the great thing about this country is there is room for redemption, but she has to go through the consequences. This young lady being scared straight like that, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And I heard it in her voice. She was scared straight.
Yes, she was.
And even though it says that she was arrested with a felony, that could probably be dropped.
Yes.
But I think they wanted to teach her a lesson. What you see this grown woman do, you don't do. And sometimes, like, and I have to say, in recent years, people have been more of the friend type of parenting instead of the village, and being like, no, you ain't gonna do this. So what I seen in that video with that child, that was the village. Other people in the village saying, we gonna only show you one time. You do any of this crazy foolishness again, you see how you being held to this car? That's what's gonna happen to you when you get older.
I could tell in the little girl's voice. She knew right away. Like when she was in the handcuffs, I know she was already scared straight. And she even said, I'll never do this again.
And you can tell by the police officer's tone, like, they can tell it sunk in. That's why they wasn't like military, like sternly barging down her throat. They're like, no, you need to take a mental note of this. You need to remember this. Sometimes that's all it can take to switch around trajectory. We need to get back to the village mentality and stop with the friend type of gentle parenting.
That part, Marie.
So, thank you, Julius, and I'm going to get to some other people I didn't get to yet. So, Marie said, "I don't believe anyone on this panel will want their daughter to go to jail." Let me say this, because let me say this. This is a tough and a very serious conversation. Let me say this: there are people whose sons and daughters are locked up now. Some of them had very little street pharmacy, I'm gonna say drugs on them. Okay, very little, and they're locked up, and their parents didn't want them to get locked up, but they're locked up. We do not get to choose our consequences. When you do something and you break a law, someone else is now in control. So I get it. No, I would never want my son locked up, like ever. But if you break a law, you got to pay. Okay? If you are speeding down the road and the road says 25 miles per hour and you get caught by the cops, you're going to get a ticket. And you're going to have to pay that ticket. And if you don't pay that ticket, they're going to issue a warrant out for you. So what I'm saying here is, I really don't care if you're black, white, yellow, orange. If you do a crime, you need to pay the time or pay the fine, whatever is associated with it. And listen, for every single person that goes before the court, if we go by this theory, because 10 people before you didn't get locked up, no one would ever go to jail. No one. Okay, so I had 3 ounces, but the guy who had 5 ounces last week, he's out and walking. That doesn't mean that now that I get caught with my 3 ounces, I'm not going to go down. If you've ever been in the courtroom and you ever seen, I'm talking about even like if you go to night court for a speeding ticket or anything like that, you rather be the first case that judge caught versus the last. Because if he get enough people that he's sick of in between, good luck to you. I ain't saying it's right. I'm telling you what happens, and I'm being for real. Okay? And that's why even if you get a ticket, there's lawyers always in the courtroom on standby. Okay? So go ahead. If you know that you ain't going to be the first or the second one up, and hope that the first person up, the judge didn't piss the judge off, you better get that lawyer so your thing can go smoother, because they do still respect the lawyers. And so I'm just saying, be careful, be easy, and that no matter who you are, what you look like, when you do a crime, you got to do the time. Now, who did I miss?
You missed me,
In my opinion, and we're here.
Okay, go ahead. In my opinion.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, I get what everybody's saying, but one thing my mama taught me when I was younger is life is not fair. It's not. It's not fair that when we are voiceful of our opinions, that we're called aggressive. It's not fair, but we are. I'm telling you, when you sit here and you put a whole community, and this was not just one community that was in panic, okay? Because those lines to Hoover Police Department were packed. I know, because I stayed 10 minutes from where this girl claimed she was abducted. So I was calling. So for y'all to sit here and try to make a joke of it, saying she didn't kill nobody, she didn't, unalive nobody, she didn't do nothing, she did do something. She caused everybody that stayed in our town to panic, to be on their P's and Q's. 459 is the busiest highway in our state. It is the busiest one. It connects to different highways going in and out of this state. People were scared that they was going to get caught on that road and was going to be traffic. It was all kind of concern. So for y'all saying that it was nothing, she didn't do nothing, they gave her ample amount of time to come clean. They didn't come on to the TV and say, oh, this girl was lying, even though they knew she was. They didn't do that. They didn't belittle her, okay? And let's take this back, okay? Hoover is not the most likable to our kind. So they could have done all that, but they didn't. Here's my thing. Yes, homegirl is going to have to do some time. It's the true hard facts. I'm sorry if you don't feel that way, but it is what it is. You should always teach your children that 911 is not a toy that you play with. You only call when you're in immediate emergency. Get out of my room. You only call. Boy, you about to get a whooping. You only call 911 when it's an emergency, not even when you think it may be an emergency. They have a non-emergency number for you to call for all those concerns. You don't call 911 to play with them. These people have a job to do. Their job is to protect and serve. If you don't like the way your laws are, then protest that. But don't get up here and say that this girl deserves a free slap on the wrist because she sat here, lied to us. Her parents got on national TV and was still saying this lie, peddling it around, making everybody feel unconscious, unalive. Diva, I'm a pause.
Okay. Ray, your thoughts?
I think the appropriate actions were taken for this 11-year-old. A bought lesson is a taught lesson, is what my dad used to tell me. She bought a ticket to jail or to handcuffs because she called 911 falsely. There was no reason for you to call 911 and think it's a joke. There is too much going on in our society for us to be playing around with the police. You know, you would think that everything that has happened to our, you know, Breonna Taylor's and the gentleman that was off in Florida and the gentleman that was off in just all of these people. My mind is slipping me right now, but all of the individuals whose lives has been taken, you know, to police, you would think that you would not play with the police, you know, as a game. We would teach our children to do so. And so, you know, unfortunately, you know, I don't know whether or not the parent did or did not teach the child, but whether or not they did or did not, you got taught a lesson. Do not play with 911. Regarding Shanquilla, Lord Jesus, I miss her. Regarding Carlee, you know, a bought lesson is a taught lesson. You put our emotions and stress, people who have actually had children and have lost their child due to these situations, you brought them back to an emotional moment that I'm pretty sure they never want to experience again. You put a world at worry. We were all worried, hoping, and a lot of us actually were hoping that it was true. And that's a shame when you want to hope that someone was actually abducted. That's horrible. Just so that it doesn't make us look bad as a community. She made her family look bad. She made herself look bad. And she made this community look bad. As, in my opinion, just said, the cops don't have to be nice about what they did. They gave her ample time to tell the truth and fess up. And if she wasn't so worried about it, she and her family wouldn't have turned around and got an attorney because they know she was wrong for what she did. And they was trying to protect her from serving real time in jail. Now, personally, I think she needs to go and I think she needs to pay a fine. You had us worried for 48 hours, 49 hours. I think 48 or 49 days is a perfect time in jail. And you need to pay some restitution of whatever the police department, you know, charged for their search agencies and the outside agencies that charged it as well. It's unacceptable. I understand, you know, the Karens have done this, and that, but she ain't a Karen. None of us are Karens. So we can't do what the Karens do. And not to justify it at all, because it's not justifiable what they do at all. They're just as wrong as Carlee. But guess what? Your skin look just like mine, Carlee. And I can't get away with nothing that the other folks can get away with. Nothing. You know, it's sad, you know, and I hate that, you know, this has caused such an uproar in our community. But hopefully it'll teach our community to stop playing these games. This is serious. Life is not a joke. Life is not a video game. You can't make a mistake and hit X and start all over again. It don't work like that. When you make a mistake, you got to pay for the choices that you make.
Well, the white people don't throw the white people away, so we can't do that to the black people.
Well, hold on one second, E. Marie said, agree, but it seems we always have these lengthy discussion when it comes to our people. The quick way for me to respond to this is that I think that I'll take it back to what is his name? O.J. Simpson. And I'll just say that I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get into a long discussion about it, but in the, in the name of Tyrus Banks, we were all rooting for you. But I want to go back to Adele. Wrong will always be wrong, and right will always be right.
All day long.
With the O.J. Simpson situation, two people.
Hey, Diva, come back to me.
Okay, give me a minute. Two people lost their lives. And yeah, the man looked like they have the same color as me, but what does that got to do with it? Two people lost their lives. And he continued after he got off, or after he was found not guilty, so nobody, beat me down. He continued to act a fool. So what happens is when people get away and they do nothing, they have nothing, no consequences to their actions. Behavior usually doesn't change. So you have the kid who was 6 years old, who was in the school. The teacher got hurt. That whole family knew, and the school knew, that the boy was off and should have never been in the school without parental supervision. So when we don't want to discipline people the correct way, it's going to impact someone else's life. Because they didn't do the right thing with that kid, he hurt a teacher. Now the teacher is suing the school system. And when she wins her lawsuit, it's all the taxpayers' money. So y'all don't want these people to pay? Well, we're going to pay for their wrongdoings some way, somehow. So we keep letting, go ahead and take it. If we keep letting people get away with the shenanigans, somebody is always going to pay. Whether they pay or we pay, somebody's going to pay. I can name numerous cases where the family knew that their child was off and they wanted to hide it. They wanted to cover for their child. And then what happened? 13 or 14 or 20 other people lost their life because they wanted to cover for their child. Yes, I'm going to love my child all day long. But if you go in these streets and act a fool and forget everything that I taught you and you do something wrong, they're going to have to come get you. Lock you up. I will get you a lawyer. I will get you a lawyer. And I say it all the time. I'm going to put money on your books. But what I'm not going to do is have your blood on my hands. I'm not doing that. So Emmanuel said that Chronicles of the Great Hair Diva, no diva, I'm protecting my child, even if it means covering up stuff. It's unconditional love. Well, then you know what, Emmanuel? You will be doing just like Carlee parents are doing. And guess what? If they dig enough, they're going to come and probably end up clinking up Carlee's parents too.
And this is our future attorney, Diva. He's supposed to be our future attorney. So you gonna break the law after you take an oath knowing that your child committed a crime, Emmanuel?
Exactly.
We don't need you as an attorney because you won't follow the laws. No, sir.
Emmanuel, hide the stuff at Sebastian house.
And I'm done. My thing is, this is why I'm so hard on Carlee. If we're not hard on ourselves, who else is gonna teach us what's right? Because the other people don't care about us. They could care less whether or not we do wrong or right. They're gonna lock us up either way. Period. So why would we not be hard on our own selves so that we can teach our community this ain't what we're supposed to be doing? So stop.
Jail don't teach nobody nothing. It isolates them from society so they can't hurt other people.
If she go to jail, she won't come back out and do this again. You want to put money on it, E?
Yeah, I'll put 1,000 on.
Okay, let's do it.
Tamara, thank you for the super chat. I don't see the same energy from white people when their own make mistakes like that. Just an observation. Many people always say that, right? That we're so harsh on each other. But see, here's the thing why we got to be harsh on each other, because we got to be smarter. We got to be smarter because of the simple fact of we know that for point blank in a period, if you go out there act a fool, you're going to do more time, most likely, than the next person.
Hello.
So that's why we're trying to teach you, don't go out there acting a fool. Because you saw person A get away with it, you're not going to get away with it. And you know what? I'm going to try to bring up Royer that clip. I think who sent me that clip? Somebody sent me something from Judge Tolan. Let me see if I can find it. I forgot which one of my friends sent it to me, and I want to show you.
Can I say something real quick, please?
Of course you can. Go ahead.
For everybody in the chat that think we're like fussing at each other and doing all that stuff, listen, it's like a big old family backstage chat. I just want to tell you, we have been laughing up a storm, yet giving our commentary on this particular topic. So like she said, you know, we give our opinions, but we don't take it to heart. So y'all don't catch feelings in these comments because we backstage laughing and having a good time in this chat.
And for everybody out there that's commenting on my parenting, yes, I'm gonna whoop mine. I'm gonna whoop mine so the police don't have to. Okay? You better know it. I'm sure am. I don't care if you don't believe in whooping. I believe in whooping, and I'm gonna whoop mine before Alabama Police Department have to whoop them. Okay?
Exactly. You better whoop yours before the police whoop yours.
So guys, I want to show you something really quickly. Hold on 1 second. And yes, for those that are new to us, we get down with the get down over here. Okay? Hold on 1 second. I want y'all to see this.
Brother in jail in 1994. He didn't mind going to jail. He would say, Judge, why are you bothering me? I can go to jail. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to deal with your probation conditions and your anger management. And I'm not going to talk to the guy that I hit and resolve it so I cannot go to jail. I'll just do the year. We used to pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. We are the product in the system, in the paid prisons that they make money off of. And they count on you guys not being able to handle your emotions. So you go. Not over millions of dollars, not over the health and welfare of your wife and children. Some words. Every brother I sent to prison didn't know what the fight was about. All he knew is how he felt about it. I am my ego. I can't take that. I can't be disrespected. I need you to sit whatever nonsense happened today down, because it matters to me what happens to my people. I put my first brother in jail at 19.
Okay. That's what we're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about that right there. You want to get out in the street with your emotions? You want to get pissed because somebody stepped on your shoe? You want to buck up against the police? Okay? You listen, you can go out there and act a fool. Listen, the prisons, they make mad money off these prisons. And you okay with doing a crime that's going to get you locked up and mess up your life. So yeah, Carlee looks like me. Yeah, do I genuinely feel bad for her? Absolutely. But see, what happens is there's many people looking at her and watching her right now, including some young girl. And when she gets off, they may be foolish enough to take up and do the same stupid thing. But if they do it in the wrong state, in the wrong town, they won't even get a partial of the grace that she has gotten. Not a partial of it. That chief police, I don't care what nobody say, that man gets an A+. Because he already knew. Let me tell you something about cops. I got a lot of friends that are NYPD. Let me tell you something about cops. They've been doing this their whole life. They can tell right away if somebody lying. Now, they can't lock them up because they know they lying, but they can tell right away when somebody lying. You better go watch them 48 hours and all of that. When they questioning these people, they already know hands down whether they did it or not. And all they doing is asking the same question 10 times sideways so they can lock their butt up and catch them up in their lie. And if you talk to a person long enough, my grandmother always said this, the truth is going to come out because the truth is in you.
Amen.
Okay? You have to work to tell a lie. But if you talk to a person long enough, I promise you the truth is going to slip out of their mouth. And that's how people get caught up in a lie, because the truth slipped out while they was telling a lie. And you'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. You just told me 2 minutes ago you was at McDonald's. Now you say you was at Burger King. Well, where was you? You understand what I'm saying? The judge said it best. I can't say it any better. That summarized for me this
Case
whole
in point,
conversation we're trying to have.
45.
So, man, thank you for the super chat. Loving our heated conversations. It's who we are. It's who we are. But we all still love each other. And if y'all watch, y'all know I get.
And Miss P, wait a minute, hold on. And Miss P, let me tell you something. You handle your kids the way you handle them, and let me handle mine the way I handle mine. Okay? Because I'm tired of getting at you in the comments. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm a real mama. Okay, got 6 of them. Okay, 3 of them grown, and ain't now one of them breaking no law, and they ain't busting nobody windows, and they ain't beating nobody behind. So evidently, the way I'm raising my kids is right. So now you raise yours the way you want to, and let me raise mine the way I want to. Okay?
Period.
As my
Shut
parents
the
used to
fuck.
say back in the day, my parents said, I will whoop your butt in this house so when you go out in the street, they won't take your life. So there's a difference that people need to
In
stop
the Bible, it says, "Spare
coddling.
the rod, spoil the child." That's what's wrong with Carlee. They spoiled their child.
Exactly. And you cannot make us or people accountable for other actions. We were taught, I was taught in my household growing up, what someone else does, you cannot do. If somebody, as my dad would say, if somebody jump in a lake, you gonna jump in that same lake. They jump in a pit of fire, you gonna go right behind them, and you see what happens. Consequences we know is unfair for other people compared to us, and also we are lumped in a category it's not fair. We are all lumped in one big old category when somebody does something that's in the same race as I. We are all lumped in the same category. What she did was wrong. And if her parents were aware of what she was doing, they were just as wrong. Stop coddling behavior that is bad based on what somebody else did. She was wrong. She shouldn't have done it. She should have, first of all, she should have known better than to do it. And if everything is facts that she did this over a man because she couldn't get his attention, and this is how she got attention. Innocent people could have been killed. Elizabeth Smart did the same thing when she claimed a man of color abducted her children, stole her car, and her kids was in the car. They went through households and they didn't knock on doors, they kicked doors down, and innocent Black men were at danger of losing their lives because of a lie, only to find out that this young lady did this because she was with a man that did not want children. Again, we have a scenario of someone doing something because of a male. Now, if somebody had knocked on the door and somebody with orange hair or was accosted because of a lie, you don't do that. You cannot right somebody else's wrong. She was wrong, and I will stand by this. And I love you all. She needs to do some time. Stop talking about what someone else did. It's what she did, and she shouldn't have done it. And
Hey,
I'm
Sheila.
for jail time. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hold on. Did everybody go already on this subject?
Elizabeth Smart. It wasn't Elizabeth Smart.
Really quickly,
Sheila.
Adele,
It was
go ahead.
somebody else.
It wasn't Elizabeth Smart?
No, she was a girl who got kidnapped and she escaped. But you probably talking about somebody else. But I agree with what you're saying.
Smith.
You talking about
Susan Smith. You are correct. I am so sorry.
No problem. Adele, what did you want to say?
I just want to make a quick point because I think as a culture, we have been through so much trauma that a lot of these conversations are very triggering, and we're very protective of each other. A lot of the things we say, whether they're on either side, it's about love for each other and the fact that there's a protection there. You hold on to what you don't want to be hurt. And I understand that, sometimes when you lose a battle that is so important to you, especially when bad things has been happening over and over. You're sensitive, and that's why we sometimes defend the things that are not defendable. But I just want to say this. One of the most important things that we do every day is breathing. And God can constantly keep us breathing. If we stop breathing for a very short period of time, we're going to die. But we don't spend much time worrying about that. That being said, there's been a lot of conversation about white people don't this, white people don't do that. They don't have to worry because it's not a thing that concerns them. It's not something that they have to worry about. It's not something that they get targeted for. Our culture, our people have different concerns because we're looked at differently. And I hate to say that, and I don't like to call the race card, but a thing is just a thing. And I'm saying all of this out of love, respect for every single person here, every person in the chat, because I do know all of us are talking from our heart. It doesn't matter which side we're on. And I just want to say, like, sometimes when you're talking, search yourself and go to your heart and say, you know what? Is this good that I'm trying to do really a good that's going to help the person in the long run? Or am I just saying it because my heart is broken? Am I just saying it because I'm tired of losing? I'm tired of being taken advantage of? Because in the end, you end up hurting yourself and we end up hurting ourselves and each other. Because I've known there's been a point in my life, and I consider myself to be a good person, but I just get frustrated sometimes where I say, why do I always have to be the one to be good? What if I'm not feeling well today? Why can't you be the one to stand up? Why can't you be the bigger person? And I remember after meditating on that, like there was a message that I believe it was from God, because not everybody can. And if you can, consider that an honor. Consider the fact that God has brought you so far to be mature enough to make a better decision. Like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, do better. And actually said before that, she said something before that that's about I can't remember, but the important part is when you know better, do better. So that's the point I'm trying to make. We don't even think about the most important thing. God takes care of all of that. So all of the other things, they may not be as big as breathing, but at the same time, like consider, put your heart in it. See if we're actually helping each other in the long run, or we're creating damage. Because some help that we do, it may make you feel good for a very short period of time, but in the long run, it's going to come back to punish you. Discipline yourself.
Jump in, Adele, because I'm really running out of time. I totally understand.
That was very well said, Adele.
Yes, very well said. So, know what said Carlee was wrong, period. Stop trying to protect her because we're black. I agree with you. Carlee was wrong, period. Forget about black, white, yellow, orange. She was wrong. And
exactly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Know what? I'm gonna say this because I can. I do feel wholeheartedly. Feel if she was a different color, people would be outraged, be like, lock her up. Lock her up. She was wrong. She utilized this, that, and the other. So, as a fellow brown girl, I ain't got nothing against Carlee. I'm looking at this thing with blindfolders on. Everything that I heard that you did, you need to do some time and pay some money and clean that highway that you was on. And that's a point blank in the period, right? JL said, I don't understand the color mindset. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Come on, JL, I'm with you.
Diva, 10 seconds, may I have?
Give me a minute. I am with you, though, JL. I'm with you wholeheartedly. This is about, let's stop doing things split down the middle. Oh, black, you shouldn't get away with it. You white, you got away with it. You this, you that, whatever. At some point, we got to stop and do the right thing with the law. And you know what? These cops that picked up little mama, that's 11. She ain't a black girl, and they cleaned her up. They cleaned up the 11-year-old. And I can have a little more mercy for 11-year-old. It's not about color, people, so don't come to me with that. She's 11. She's 11. I'm like, Dad, have some grace for this girl. Take the handcuffs off of her. Take her downtown, wherever you got to take her, but take the handcuffs off her. Good God. You know that girl was petrified and scared. Carlee is 25. And if I was blind and heard these stories, I would say, oh, Carlee got to do some time. Let's see what's going on with this 11-year-old. Because she was wrong too. But she did it all from her house. It was messed up, but she's 11. But those are just my thoughts. Thank you, JL, for your comment. Go ahead, E. Make it quick. I'm out of time.
Well, for me, from my perspective, the people who were advocating for paying a fine or restitution or probation, we weren't saying that Carlee wasn't wrong for what she did. We acknowledge that she is. The thing that we're talking about is when other people do it, it's not crucified this harshly. And if we have already established on this panel that there's an over-criminalization of Black people, we already know that the courts are going to do their job. So if we already know that this girl is going to get it from the criminal justice end, then all of us in the Black community, we don't need to crucify her as well, because how much can one person take? Like, it takes us back to the slavery time. Somebody said, well, they don't understand this color mindset. That's because you're probably in the house. You're a house ninja, and you're telling on the people in the field because you got a gravy. Yes, you didn't make that decision, but for some reason, this girl somewhere in her mental, she felt that was the thing that she needed to do. Was it wrong? Absolutely. But the white people to deal with it. We don't need to throw her away. She needs support. Stop being the police for the white people. They're going to do their job on their own.
She threw herself away.
Thank you, Sheila.
Well, but you don't help her. That's my point.
Let me ask you a
She
question.
did, but don't help her.
E, let me ask you a question. You going to hire her?
Am I going to hire her?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Oh. What you talk about though, E?
What?
No, E. What you talk about, E? What you talk about, E? You can't do that.
I can't do that because number one, there's a criteria for the. Listen, I have my own daughter, and Diva, I feel like you should get a public, what does Drew have? A personal assistant. Let her help with the Gray Hair Diva Tribe LLC. Let her take the calls and book the interviews. I think you could.
So she can come and steal Diva money like she was stealing money from her job?
Well, we don't know. Give her a second chance. What does God say? Because someone brought up the Bible. Let's talk about it.
God said, "Spare the rod, spoil the child."
No, He said, "Turn the other cheek." So let's forgive. Turn the other cheek for a year.
But
they did turn the other cheek.
Hold on. Royer, you gotta say no more, right? And JL, you done dropped the knowledge. Hypocrite. I can't.
JL, put your address down there.
No. You just sat there and told us all give this chick grace
and
mercy
the
whole life. And all I ask you is, are you going to hire her? And you
doing what, Diva? What can I hire her to do?
You said no, quick, fast, in a hurry. If you're the supervisor at a job, her resume comes across your desk, are you interviewing her and hiring her?
It's not. I have a criteria I have to stick with, Diva. You're asking me.
The police have a criteria. The chief police of the Hoover Police Department has a criteria. In the world and on earth, there is a criteria.
But that's not my point, Diva.
The whole world, Ian, you know I love you. You just told the whole world, give her a break. Have a heart. Where's the mercy? She's a Black girl.
That's
when I say hire your Black sister, you was quick. You didn't even think about it. You was like, not over here.
Diva, I'm not the CEO. I'm not the CEO. You want me to hire somebody else or somebody else?
You have the authority to hire. You have the authority to hire.
No, I have some authority, but
you said no. It was
but the thing is, I'm not an entrepreneur. Diva is an entrepreneur. So Diva has more. Diva will face less repercussions if she were to hire Carlee than I would. That's just facts.
Roy, check your messages.
Okay, I gotta shut this down. Snoopy says, "Breathe, Diva, breathe." I'm breathing. I'm holding it down over here.
And JL, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get your address, JL.
Let me go back to Marie thing. She said, "I tell you one thing. I would not want want y'all on my jury panel, it would be over for me. Marie, let me tell you something. For whatever reason, the train is sidetracked. It is, but we bringing it back home. We're going to bring this train back home and pulling it to the last stop. I can't even get to my other stories again. But let me say this to Marie and being on the jury. I tell y'all one thing for sure. For whatever reason, every time they call me for jury duty, guess what? I get picked. Okay? The thing is with me, in my head, in my opinion, I have the ability to take the clear facts, and make a decision on the facts that are presented before me. Okay? And there's a time where you really got to put blindfolders on, and you can't see color if you're going to be fair. You got to take the information before you and make a decision. And I'm one of those people that I told you, with my own son, who I love every fiber of my being. And I promise you this, because this kid had the option. He had several schools, but 2 of them was very good for his degree that he's going for. That boy insisted on going to the one that was a higher price. I almost passed out in here, and you can ask Roy here. But you know what I said? That's where you want to go. We're going to make it happen.
Amen.
For that kid. But what I tell you, I'm not going to do, and if I didn't think people were so crazy, I would have him come on this live and tell you right here. One thing I ain't going to do, and I told that boy since the day he can understand, walk and crawl, mama ain't going to jail for nobody.
Exactly.
I'm not. And I have an aunt. This is a true story. Cousin went to jail. The crime was hideous. She spent her 401k, her pension, and even the lawyers told her to let it go. She used all her money, and guess what? He still did the time for the crime that he did. I love y'all. Felicia's here. Listen, Felicia, we got to go because I'm overtime, y'all. Y'all been killing me with this.
Listen, everybody, I'm not going to keep you up here long.
Okay.
But you know, I came up here to trigger and throw the train fully off the track.
Oh my God.
Nobody mentioned that ratchet low down mama. She going to get charged and she going to the jail.
Oh, damn.
And I said it when we first talked about this. I said that mama has something to do with this. You can go back and watch the recording.
And you stood with me, Roy, and thank you for that. And in my opinion, can tell you, mama was on the other side in the car waiting to drive the baby down to Atlanta or to the Red Roof. And is she going, Diva? And then y'all
did. You know what? I could admit the truth. Y'all did say it, and I fought y'all down like the devil because I was like, "What about the dad?" Y'all did say that though. Y'all said the mother's son wasn't clean in the water. Y'all said that, and I thank you for that. We're about to leave, Dustin. I got to close this thing now because
that's okay, Diva.
Yes,
that's okay. No, I'm just sorry because I had something come up, so I had to hurry up and drop.
Okay, you're good because we're closing out.
Can I say this, Royale, real quick?
Yes,
is that your favorite football team on your shirt?
The Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, it is. I'm specifically from Cincinnati, Ohio. So yes.
Okay. I'm originally from the next city up. I'm originally a Daytonian.
Okay.
My favorite football team is the Buffalo Bills. So,
well, no, we like the Cowboys over here.
All right now.
Come on, E.
Listen, guys, love y'all. It was another great, amazing, trending topics. And I guess I'm going to have to cut my topics down because we didn't get to 2 stories. I'm going to have to cut my topics down.
I don't know why you be doing all these stories.
I know. But let me tell y'all this too. Again, y'all got me working, and then y'all don't want to get your ticket and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hold on one second. I said, hit the like button, people. That's your ticket on this train, and we're out. But as we go out, since they started with this football team, I don't do sports. But in my opinion, what's your team?
College is Alabama Roll Tide, okay, and professionally it's the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, now we got the Dallas Cowboys in the building. E, you know, said your. Did you say your team, E?
Yes, the Dallas Cowboys, but also Steph Curry and the Warriors. Listen, don't play with it. Team light skin.
You so racist.
Not team light skin.
He's so racist. He's so racist. Team light skin. Smoothie, thank you so much for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. Sebastian, do you have a team?
I don't really have a team. I root for everyone, you know, in sports.
Just say Team Carlee.
No, absolutely not. Team lock her up. That's my team.
Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Felicia, you have a team?
Team lock up mama and quick.
Dustin, you told us your team. Say it one more time.
I said the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, the Buffalo Bills. Listen, Diva doesn't have a team. I love your dog. Y'all are my team, the Great Train. Thank you for riding tonight for trending topics. And woo, woo, woo. We survived another heated conversation. Okay, it's all love. Hit the like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Goodbye,
Pick the feelings up at the train station.
JL, I will be round for both.
On the way out. Pick up your feelings on the way out. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Good night.
And please don't forget to hit the